just had to bury, I had to bury my nephew. That was one of the hardest things for me to ever do in my life. To know I ain't gonna never see my little nephew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know one thing. Yeah, me losing my nephew was hard for me. I know how this felt to my brother.
The 18-year-old Melvin McClinton was brought to the hospital in a private vehicle. The medical team was unable to save him, and police say the shooting happened in the 1600 block of 42nd Street and believe it was not a random shooting.
This was not a random shooting. We're confident that this was a targeted shooting. We're still trying to verify the motive.
For one family in Kenner, Louisiana, a city that is a little less than 30 minutes away from the popular Bourbon Street in New Orleans, the month of February will always be a month that will bring up somber emotions. In multiple unforeseen events, one tragic incident led to another tragic incident that ultimately led to 3 people losing their lives to gun violence, and all 3 were very close relatives. This nightmare for the family all started on February 5th when an alleged drug deal went wrong between 2 teenage boys. 18-year-old Melvin McClinton Jr. was his father, Melvin McClinton Sr.'s oldest son, his twin, and one of his 3 boys. Jr., who had just turned 18 in December 2023, was also expecting his first child, a little girl, and Sr. seemed to be over the moon about becoming a G-dad, as he called it, and he was already stocking up on clothes for his granddaughter.
Stop playing. Come on.
However, Junior would not end up knowing what it was like to be a father because on February 5th, 2024, he will become a victim of gun violence. According to an official report, Junior would be in a car with a friend when they pulled up to the 1600 block of 42nd Street in Kerner to do an exchange of illegal substance when things went south. A detective testified that text messages shown a 19-year-old teen named Jarrone Crimmins arranged to meet up with one of Junior's friends for a drug deal. Jarrone is accused of firing on the vehicle and then fleeing the scene, and it all will be caught on the neighbor's home surveillance.
Case closed. Kenner police say they've made an arrest in the case of a teenager. It all came to a head last night during a SWAT roll. WDSU reporter Ariel Brumfield obtained surveillance video and has the very latest information on this investigation. Ariel.
Shots fired in the middle of the day.
Wow, you never know who you have around you or what could be right across the way.
WDSU obtained surveillance video that Kenner police say captures 19-year-old Jarrone Crimmins opening fire on a car. 18-year-old Melvin McClinton Monday afternoon. In the video, you can see a silver car pulls up on 42nd Street. Crimmins approaches it, and seconds later, police say he fires shots into the back seat. He runs away, and the car speeds off. A neighbor says she's speechless after discovering her 19-year-old neighbor, Jarrone Crimmins, was arrested Tuesday night after a SWAT roll at Crimmins' home.
During the search of the apartment, Mr. Crimmins' father had reached out to us through our communications department, who talked to him, and he agreed to turn his son in later that evening.
Kenner investigators placed Crimmins as the shooter after text messages revealed the incident stemmed from a drug deal gone bad.
This was an isolated incident. We do still believe that the shooter and the victim knew each other. We don't know if there was bad blood. We're still further investigating that. The investigation is far from over. We think there are going to be other charges forthcoming.
After the shooting took place, Melvin Jr. was rushed to Oceaner Medical Center in Kerner by his friend, but he sadly passed away at the hospital, according to the police report.
Melvin McClinton Sr. was grappling with the loss of his oldest son, Melvin McClinton Jr. The 18-year-old was shot and killed February 5th on 42nd Street. It was Kenner's first homicide of the year.
That on my family, that was hard. Like, we all was on pins and needles. We all was trying to, like, just cope with it.
As the family prepared for the services for Junior, his mother put out a statement on Facebook letting people know that the service would be private and invite only and no phones would be allowed. During this time, Melvin Sr. was said to be really taking it hard and started having major mental challenges after losing his firstborn. He tried to push through and stay strong, but the pressure was building up in his mind. I can only imagine the pain he must have felt to lose a child and to know that Junior had a baby on the way that would never meet him was even sadder. After Junior's services, people were able to have their phones and at the repast, and they celebrated Melvin Jr.'s life with a jazz celebration. See, in New Orleans, it's the way to send your loved ones off. Melvin Sr. would be seen holding a life-size cutout of his son and taking part in the jazz celebration at the repast. Junior was laid to rest February 24th, and things for his father, Melvin Sr., really got even more trying, according to loved ones. Not even a week would pass before a tragedy took place again in the family. On February 28th, Sr. started a live show that he was playing music on, showing his TV. This was about 5:30 p.m. that day, and would end the live around 6 minutes and 22 seconds later, saying only 2 people were watching. Now, I saw another YouTuber that said this tragedy ended up taking place that day on live, but that was not the case, and it will not be until 7:15 p.m. that same day that the actual tragedy took place. Authorities were alerted and arrived at the 27th Street address in the Susan Park neighborhood of Kerner. The story that was told was that there was an alleged argument between Melvin Sr. and his youngest child's mother. Witnesses told police that Sr. had been struggling mentally and emotionally with his eldest son's passing, but his behavior became more erratic and aggressive following the teen's funeral and repast on February 24th. So, on that Wednesday evening, February 28th, Melvin Sr.'s child's mother allegedly came over to his home to pick up their 3-year-old son, Carmelo McClinton, according to authorities. There was a said back and forth allegedly between the parents when out of nowhere, he shot his son in the head, unaliving him instantly. Then Melvin Sr. went outside and shot himself in the head, allegedly, but he was still alive. Sr.'s brother was present at the property at the time and broke down about it all.
And your nephew?
My brother, he loved his children, like anything. Like my brother, like he loved his kids. My brother, he just, the things that he went through for as losing a son and trying to hold it together and everything, it was too much for him to bear. It was like, my brother was crying out. He was on Facebook, he was talking.
And your 3-year-old nephew, tell me a little bit about him.
Mello, man, that's my baby. Yeah, he joy of the world, beautiful little boy. Like, he used to be saying, baby, get that baby dog. My dog just had puppies. He liked the baby dog, that's my baby dog. He ain't deserve what happened. Like, my brother just was going through a lot. I was there. I was a witness to the whole thing, but I left out of the house because I know me and my brother. If he mad, he gonna direct it toward anybody, and I just didn't want to be in it. And when I seen my sister-in-law run out the house, and I heard a pop, and I seen her run out the house, I didn't know what to do. I just didn't know what to do. Like, it was like losing a child. It was like I know I lost something.
I know your brother's in the hospital right now. what are you guys looking like going forward? How is this going to affect you guys long term? You guys now?
God is with my family. God is showing my family. God is our teacher. God is everybody's teacher. We all go through situations that teach us and mold us into who we are. So based on that answer, like, God got us. We good. We straight. My brother, he was flashing the whole day. Like, he didn't get no sleep. He wasn't sleeping. He was like, every time my mama would tell him to lay down, he'd be like, all right, mama, all right. Like, he wasn't himself. Like, my brother is just the pressure of all the stuff and him losing his child. He lost his son, his spitting the image of him, but just like him. The male so loved, he did his dirt because that's what we taught. We taught what we know. All he knew was the streets. My brother lost his child to the streets.
Your brother?
No, my nephew. No, that my nephew good. My brother good. My nephew was the life of everybody. Everybody loved him. You know what I'm saying? What my brother did, he didn't do out of hate. He did it out of love. My brother was sick. My brother was going through something. He ain't hurt his child. He didn't want to hurt his child.
The family now have lost two brothers weeks apart, and Melvin Sr. was in the hospital fighting for his life. People thought he had passed away as well, and rumors were spreading that he was gone from a self-inflicted wound. However, Sr.'s mother asked the family member to clear the air and give an update the day Melvin Sr. actually passed away. Of course, many people who have heard what have happened says that he did not love or care for his son, but loved ones are adamant that his head was not in the right place, and he definitely cared for his kids.
Good evening, everybody. This is your girl, Queen V. I'm coming on the platform. I just talked to Miss Maureen. She had got in touch with me, and she asked me to go on live herself. She asked me to come on live and speak and let all of you know that her son passed at 6:15 today. For everybody who was trying to say he was gone before his time, she just wanted people to know that they should have done that. And she want everybody to know that it was nothing that Sierra did. She don't blame her, because she said she know her son, Melvin, was going through something after they went to court. And to know that he had to go with his son all over again. He just had never been the same and everything. I am coming live because she asked me to come live. She let me know to tell everybody. Like I said, to both sides of the family, you have to pray for them because this tragedy is on both sides. No matter what, he was strong, as she said, but still, you can be strong and laying in the bed, but mind-wise, you're still functioning. She has to take a break from the phone calls. She going through a lot. She had to just bury her grandson, now her other son, and now her grandbaby. She wanted me to come live to let everybody know that her son passed at 6:15 today. That everybody put him away before it was even his time, before everybody thought he had passed on that night or the next day. She's asking everybody to please stop posting things that's not accurate or true. She's not faulting Sierra. She knows she was there and she didn't do no wrong. And she said her son was fighting demons as well. Her son had gone through a lot with his son, and a lot of that was going on with him. Right now, both sides of the family has to grieve. She needs time. She is really stressed. She has to go through another ordeal, not just with one grandson gone, now her son and her other grandson. So this is a lot on her. I ask y'all to still send prayers across the line. As I told y'all today, people don't understand when you're going through bereavement, depression, these demons, they play with your mind. Sierra was there to go and help him, but God, she couldn't make it the next day. She was going. The family needs everybody to just pray for each family. send the prayers up, give both fathers, the family, time to just settle and adapt to this, because to know he just passed, this is a hard task on her and her family still. No matter what, Sierra is family. I was with Sierra yesterday, and she don't fault him or anything. As she said on her platform, that was not Melvin. He was going through a lot. And demons was running to you. And like I said, y'all don't know. People hear voices and everything. And she wanted to be known to everybody to please stop putting the rumors out there. Him and Sierra did not have no altercations, even though the newspaper, the media was saying they did not. She know that something was wrong with her son, and she said on the day that he went to court, that this pushed him over to the next level. So, and I'm not going to get into that about the courts, because that's all y'all need to know on that part. But once again, my condolence goes out to her and her family, and we ask everybody to please be mindful and just please just watch the things you say if you don't know the truth about everything. I just thank y'all for tuning in. Please, once again, she do not fault Sierra. She knows Sierra was there. She knows she was there to help. And she knows what was going on, what happened with her son, and the position that he was in, and he loved his son. He loved his son. As Sierra said, he loved his son, and his son loved him. And knew that he wasn't in his right mind when all this happened. You see, people don't know behind closed doors. People assume because people gossip and people talk. But you wasn't behind them doors to understand and know what went on in that house. So we ask y'all to be mindful. The news media is only going to get what you give them. And half of y'all don't even know half of the stuff that goes on.
Carmelo, who was lovingly called Mello, was his mother's only son. And from the looks of things, both parents gave Mello the world. His parents gave him big birthday parties for his short 3 years he was here on this earth, and it seemed like he was greatly cared for. This triple disaster for one family is beyond unfortunate, to say the least, and also a financial hardship for them as well. Both Little Mello and Melvin Sr. have GoFundMes, and I will link them in the comments of this video. My thoughts and prayers are with all the family members and loved ones in such a hard, difficult, and tragic time. It is just beyond devastating. So please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and also hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.